A very good afternoon, sir. Uh, it was a fantastic launch. Can you let our audience know about the product which you have launched today and how they will impact, like your tagline say, we are the motor for today and tomorrow. So how this product will impact the market in the coming days and more about the.
Yep. Thanks, Dinesh, for your participation today. I would just like to briefly talk about the three launches that we had today. Our strategy is very clear. While we strongly penetrate the EV segment, which is growing, we would never like to ignore the ICE segment, where we are extremely strong. And our strategy is very clear. We want to be the last man standing for the internal combustion engine customers. So, in line with that, we continued our innovations on the ICE, and the one launch that we had today is on the CV alternator.
Okay.
Okay, and why this launch? We are seeing that the board net of CV is increasing to higher currents because of the need of the regulations where it asks even for the AC cabins, which is mandated
Yes.
actually now. So the current requirement increases. When the current requirement increases, we've also added another feature where the efficiency of the generator can be increased significantly. So this product not only gives a higher power, but gives the highest level of efficiency in the market. So that's a value contribution that helps to reduce the fuel consumption and thereof increases the fuel economy. So that's the launch on the conventional business.
Yes.
Moving on to light electromobility, we see that the market direction is moving towards consolidating the system. And the complexities arising out of individual motor controller transmission is quite complex.
Correct.
So we have come out with a comprehensive product at the 48 volts, which we call it as the electronic drive unit, which is a 3-in-1. It has the motor, a built-in controller with a transmission inside along with the motor. So this product is launched now, and it has a modularity right from 6 kilowatts to 14 kilowatts, taking care of all the requirements of the two-wheeler market. And we expect this to significantly scale up in the coming years, particularly useful in the motorcycle segment,
Okay.
where the compactness is quite mandatory, but can be applied to many other applications
Okay.
on the light electro mobility. And here, the unique part of it is we also scaled up the safety levels.
Yes.
It is capable of going to ASIL B. Of course, depending on the customer requirement, we can also scale it up to higher levels of safety. So, and the protection features are, of course, mandatory.
Yes.
This can go to an IP67 protection class, which is mandatory in India because
Okay.
sometimes the abuse becomes a use condition. So, this is on the second launch. The third launch is on the high voltage side,
Yes.
where there again the tendency is to move towards a 3-in-1 system. And as I've shown in my presentation, the market is increasing and the requirement of EDS is also increasing on the high voltage side. This offering is ranging right from 100 kilowatts to 250 kilowatts, and peak can go up to 300 kilowatts, where we have a system that is integrated. And here again, the IP levels are very good, and the safety standards here can go to ASIL D.
Okay.
So, and our strength in this is we try to localize
Okay.
all our production.
Mhm.
The alternator goes without saying is completely localized. In the case of LEM, we also localize it completely. Of course, the electronics is to be imported, and the magnets are
Correct.
imported. And as far as the HV is concerned, on the motor side, we have already a line that's localized in India. Regarding the controller electronics, of course, we have to import, but we'll go for higher levels of localization when the market volumes pick up.
Correct.
And that's our USP today in the market.
Okay. So battery and motor is, we can say, heart and soul of EV, and you stressed without saying on safety, like people are talking about safety for the battery. Um, After a lot of issues, or we see battery is going haywire, a lot of bad news. So what sort of assurances, or things you have taken care of, that the EV industry which will be using your products are safe? Can you let
Yeah.
us know more about the safety side? Because you have touched upon it.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's actually one of our key strengths. Today, it is not warranted that we have to give the ASIL standards
Yes.
in our systems, but we are committed to give that flexibility to the customer
Okay.
to adapt to the safety needs that he desires. Different customers have different safety requirements.
Yes.
And we are able to optimize and give him the requirements that he wants, starting from ASIL B, going towards ASIL D. And this flexibility is given to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one more to it. There is also cyber security.
Yes.
Okay. So our controllers are capable of
Okay.
going towards that. And
Okay.
that is more of a proactive step
Yes.
because it's going to be mandated over the next years.
It goes aligned with, for today and tomorrow. I won't take much of your time, sir. This is the last question. Since you have, like you talk about, 5 year, 10 year, 20 years down the line, how do you see the market moving in overall use of, EV plus ICE plus hydrogen? How do you see, let's say 2035 or 2040 we see, how do you see the percentage of, the market spread of different vehicles?
Yeah, I touched upon this briefly in my presentation.
Yes.
Our current level of ICE, including the mild hybrids, is at about 89% of the market.
Yes.
Okay. The strong hybrids and BEVs constitute about 10% in 2025. And if I look into 2030, which is the next 5 years, it could move up to about 67% of ICE, which is still pretty strong compared to the rest of the world,
Yes.
where it is slumping even more faster.
Yes.
And obviously, the EV penetration, the strong hybrids and the BEV will go greater than 30%. So, this is the initial migration.
Okay.
For sure, in the next decades, it will be electrified and ICE will come down. But the rate of change in India is lesser compared to that of the rest of the world.
Correct.
But we are talking about volumes about 5 million, and even at 30% of that is pretty good.
Big number.
So we need to equip ourselves to see that the supply chain and the competitiveness is good enough for us to scale to those numbers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. And
Thank you very
best wishes
much.
for Auto Expo 2025.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Dinesh.
sir.